Welcome to 5 Minutes of X, where the continuity is optional, the retcons have retcons, and teenage mutants go on very awkward dates. Welcome back to 5 Minutes of X. Today we're diving into Strange Tales number 120, originally published in May of 1964, written by Stan Lee and art by Jack Kirby. Let's kick off this issue with today's spotlight, Jean Grey, Marvel Girl for now. She's only in a couple panels of this issue, but we've already done Iceman, and he's kind of the star of this issue, so we're just going to focus on her today. She is a mutant telekinetic, future cosmic firebird, I guess you could say, in the eye of the X-Men's most enduring relationship. In Strange Tales 120, she barely makes a cameo, but her presence still drives the plot. Bobby wants to ask her out, flirts with the idea, and then bails. Classic early X-Men energy. At this point, Jean is the team's only girl and often written more like an object of affection rather than a full-blown character, but make no mistake, that is going to change big time. Eventually, Jean becomes the host of the Phoenix Force, a cosmic entity tied to life, death, and rebirth. An unfathomable psychic power comes with it. As Phoenix, she no longer is like just the girl on the team. She becomes the most powerful being in the Marvel Universe. She's capable of rewriting reality, resurrecting herself, casually annihilating planets when she's feeling spicy. Her relationship with Scott Summers is equally legendary, full of devotion, disaster, telepathic cheating, and several deaths. And if you've caught up with the Krakoan era X-Men, yeah, she's also in some kind of weird throuple with Scott and Wolverine. There's a room situation, it's a whole thing, and it's not explained in any way that makes sense. But here in these early issues, she's just Jean, kind of sharp, slightly underwritten, and already the center of attention, whether she wants to be or not. Strange Tales number 120 starts with Johnny Storm, who is a member of the Fantastic Four. He is like kind of a flamey guy. He's not having a good day. A newspaper compares him unfavorably to Iceman, and like any good hothead, Johnny is one, Johnny decides to take it personally. Meanwhile, the X-Men are suiting up for a night on the town in New York City. Bobby tells Professor X he's thinking of asking Jean out. Bold move. Unfortunately, Bobby ends up missing the group and takes a lone taxi to a ride on a boat, which he then misses due to traffic. So he's the solo X-Peep for the rest of this issue, and it's the second time in 2 issues that Bobby is alone on a boat. On board, he meets a mysterious girl, but plot twist, she's already there with the Torch, the aforementioned Johnny Storm. Bobby and Johnny immediately butt heads, not knowing that each one of them is the other, until the boat is hijacked by a gang of stylish thugs led by a dude literally named the Barracuda. No, not the Heart Song. These guys are robbing wallets, purses, and jewelry, but they picked the wrong night to mess with Marvel's elemental boy band. The Torch and Iceman team up as fire and ice, and surprisingly, they work together better than Bobby does with his own team. I don't know the Fantastic Four well enough to know if the Torch sucks fighting with the rest of the First Family, but it's true for Bobby anyway. They both like kind of take turns saving each other. It's a really good fight. The fight hits a climax when the Barracuda tries to escape on a boat with Johnny's girlfriend. Iceman creates an iceberg to stop him, like under the boat, and the Torch saves the girl. Bobby ends up sad hawking at home, walking back to New York City across self-made frozen stepping stones. The second half of this issue is a Doctor Strange story. There's no X-Man involved, so we won't cover it here, but it's actually a decent read if you're into weird mystical Marvel. It's a good story. Oh, and for continuity nerds, this issue came out after X-Men 4 on the calendar, but it clearly takes place before Professor X takes a bomb to the face for Beast in the last issue. This one's a fun little oddball of an issue. It's mostly fluff, but it's good fluff, especially if you like seeing Iceman stretch his wings. The banter with Johnny Storm is classic Marvel teen energy, insecure, showy, a little ridiculous. It's great. The villain is paper thin, but the action's decent, and the Torch Iceman dynamic is a nice change of pace. I really dig it. Plus, it's fun seeing Bobby outside of the usual team structure. You can almost feel the early seeds of what'll later become more serious solo mutant stories. He has a whole bunch of solo runs later on, and mostly really good. Additionally, I would have expected the Barracuda to be a one and done thug of the week, but somehow this dude shows up in a surprising number of Marvel issues. Like over the years, it's like 50 issues. Not bad for someone whose big opening move was hijacking a ferry full of tourists. The man's got longevity and apparently a great booking agent. You've survived another session in the Danger Room. For character info, reading lists, and whatever other nerdy projects I'm tangled up in, head over to boatauthority.com. New episodes drop Wednesday at noon and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Remember, if you missed your teen boat, don't worry, you might just accidentally crash a robbery and make a frenemy for life. Totally gonna put it in Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go. That is gonna be so good. I love that. All right, here we go.